56% of veterans are suffering from mental health. 2 of 3 people never find help, and this number is rising.
Let's rewind him back a minute and find out why this is happening. Over the past 100 years, there have been many names for different mental health problems like PTSD, shell shock, trauma, and suicide. But no matter what you call it, it is rising, and we need to do something about it.
First, I'm not a doctor. However, in dealing with our population of wounded, ill, and injured, and PTSD and TBI, of course, PTSD can be any traumatic event. It does not necessarily have to be with a wounded IED blast or something. It could be a rape victim. It could be numerous across the board with our population in the Marine Corps. We rely on Navy medicine to assist with a lot of things. However, our Marine Corps Community Service has developed many programs for resiliency, family help against them, and likewise, as you can imagine.
Sam?
Yes, I'd like to add that, well, first of all, the universal medical system would be a great benefit. And I remember Charles and I being at a VA conference 2 years ago when that was initially brought up. You know, we want to go to the DOD and we want to, you know, put some, you know, a universal medical system so there can be a seamless transition of medical records from the DOD to the VA. And I don't know what happened to that, but my husband's an IT guy and he tells me it can be done, so I believe it. So it's like, what's going on? That would make it, yes, I'm on board with that. I also think that in lieu of the fact that my husband lost his medical records, God, how many times? And yes, we're blessed that I'm in his life, but you have to look at other families that, you know, don't have spouses or don't have girlfriends, that have parents. And you have to, what I would encourage everyone to do is empower those folks that are taking care of these military spouses. And
Things, or is it just other things that cause it, like pre-war or like basic training or like stuff that can cause it?
It's a really good question. So we have a lot of people here who we work with just on childhood abuse. So that's not an uncommon thing that we talk about with people a lot. And then some people have childhood abuse plus military stress and stuff they went through. But if you think about it, anytime you get a group of young people together, equipment, machinery, firepower, you know, things go sideways. And so a lot of times, so combat trauma is one example of a thing that people have struggles with.
Yeah.
A lot of times military accidents are a big thing that people have struggled with.
Yeah.
Like the harm that people can inflict on each other.
Last problem is, has the rate of veteran suicides gone up in the past 10 years or since the Vietnam? Like, have they been rising or has it been declining?
Yeah, so it really depends on who you ask, you know, about this question. So the rate of reported suicides is higher. Why? Because we're counting it now, and they haven't been counting it, you know, in the past at the same level 10 years ago. And I think that there were a lot of things that, and data that wasn't collected, you know, in that era, or let's say 10 years ago, where there was a lot of behavior that was kind of in the direction of suicide, but it wasn't counted that way.
Yeah.
And so it's a very publicized kind of thing. Now, and it is, you know, a thing obviously that is very serious. We care a lot about it and put a lot of resources. The VA's put an enormous amount of resources toward suicide prevention and treatments that help fix conditions. We know that that helps reduce your likelihood of suicide over time, which is to treat depression, anxiety, PTSD. But has it gone up? The data would tell us yes, but are the true numbers, now that we're counting, maybe it's just that we're counting it now, you know, and they weren't counting it before.